Conflict at work isn't the problem, avoidance is. You see, if your workplace feels calm but stuck, that's not harmony, it's not peace, that's avoidance. And avoidance is a silent killer of great teams. Most times we think when there is peace and calm that things are working fine. It's a red flag. Conflict isn't the enemy, it's energy. The real issue, our relationship with conflict. We must get to the facts to understand that it's a bound thing to happen when you have humans and people. If you've never planned for it, then you might easily be living in a bubble. I think that's the easiest way to explain this. Most things aren't feelings. They are not feeling because of tension. They're feeling because nobody knows how to navigate this. As a team lead, you must always come to the realization that it's normal for you to fart and use the toilet as a human. It's normal for you to have conflict and you must make plans for it. So here is what works. First, create psychological safety. Let people challenge ideas without challenging each other. Now, this is the hardest thing to do, but I love teams where people don't dwell on, when people can have banter on ideas and not personality. Meaning, if I leave you to have a conversation with the team if I leave you to banter for the next 10 minutes, you're not telling me his head is big, his leg is small, he's wearing a pink shirt. No, you're arguing on ideas. That's intellectual. I call it, there's a line I use for it. I see it like intellectual sparring. You need people to argue on ideas and they always come out better compared to arguing on personalities. Let people challenge ideas without challenging each other. You must set the tone. Secondly, I'm sure you're aware of the STAR framework. The STAR framework is STAR. 1 S is for situation, T for task, E for action, R for result. It keeps difficult conversation grounded and constructive. What this means is, what's the situation of this? What's the task? What's the action that is expected of us? And what's the result? Now, if you make your arguments based on this, most times you always come up with something always better. Now, thirdly, equip your team. Now, it's like going into there's a fire and we all see the fire and we're all going in to quench the fire. Only midway do we ask ourselves, what are we actually going to use to quench the fire? See, conflict is a bound necessity in a team. Your ability to understand that you're bound to have it and make your team members equipped for it gives you a bigger edge when things like this happen. So give them tools like emotional regulation. Now you have to go back to most of our videos. I remember vividly that I taught what emotional regulation is. In an era where we are digital natives, emotional regulation is a topic that I take very personal because most of the times we live in different worlds even when we are present here. So the ability to understand how to emotionally regulate things around them and active listening helps for healthy dialogue. So you must be able to equip your teams with most of those things you think are soft skills, but are basically live human skills that you need to ace it. Now, fourthly, and more importantly, model as a leader. There's an unwritten rule. I've come to experience this every time, that most of the times team members act like their leaders. Now, the leaders most of the times don't go out to make them act like them, but maybe somewhere around the line they mirror their leader, or somehow people say it's a spirit. So most of the times, if you have a leader that has a trait that you don't like, if care is not taken, you might find yourself doing all the things you don't like about your leader. In real occurrences, do we have people go outside the framework and the personality of their leader? So what it means is that you could also use it for your advantage as a leader. If you want to list all the positive things you think your team should embrace, you should be intentional about trying to make them this leader. Then for the negative things you don't want, try hard to make sure they don't copy off the things or they don't shadow all the things you don't like. If you avoid hard conversations, your team would also avoid that because you're the leader. Your courage sets the standard. Now, there's something I've learned. So for instance, most of the times if people know that things will be addressed, you have less issues with it. It's like a child likes to eat candy and you always hide it. The more you hide it, the more they go find it. Well, what if you take the next approach of dropping the candy in the center of the table? It will shock you. You might come back and still see the candy. Do you know why? Because the child understands that it's no more hidden. We are aware of this. So it's something like this in the workplace. Understanding that having such conversations reduces us having it, because we are all aware we can beat it when it comes. So this should help your team today. Now, healthy teams argue, toxic teams pretend. If you faced conflict at work that made you better, speak on it. Now, today's Tuesday. Tag someone who needs to hear this. And follow us for more workplace breakthroughs and conversations. We talk real, we grow strong. This is day 52. We've been doing it for the past 52 days. The goal is that this serves as a tip, knowledge, reservoir for you to ace it at work. My name is Charles Ome. I'm rooting for you. Have an amazing day.